Hey everybody, we are back. Sorry about that. Technical difficulties on my end. OBS decided it needed to run 16 different copies of OBS. So,
I don't think there's anyone hearing us right now, so I have to
yeah.
edit the links everywhere. So I have to delete all the posts I made.
Yeah, that's fair. Sorry, man.
It's okay. I just have to delete things.
Yeah. All right, let's see. Is everything. Yay. Okay, we should be seeing within the next 30 seconds pictures of the Wolf of Wall Street. Hey, 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 hey. There we go. Okay.
I'm not seeing it on YouTube yet.
It should be updating very soon.
Okay.
Go to the Discord. It'll be.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Oh, there we go.
Woo!
I need to update the Facebook page. I need to update Twitter. So one sec, Nathan. We got to delete those tweets. Then we can retweet it.
Yeah, I'm undoing the retweet.
If anyone's
There's
joining
the
us
deck
now,
list.
we are just getting things all fixed up. We had a bit of technical difficulty with our streaming software. Sorry about that. But for everyone here now, hey.
Yeah, hello.
Hello.
Sorry about that.
So let's reintroduce Nathan. I think that's only fair. Nathan, can you tell us a bit about yourself?
Yeah, my name's Nathan. I'm a chef from Toronto. Currently, not doing a whole lot of cooking due to everything that's going on in the world right now.
Fair.
Um, However, I've been spending a lot of time at home recently, and with the new set being released, I have found myself busy over the last few days.
Great.
Like it's just been nonstop hit after hit with what's been released in this set. So it's been like there's a couple that grab me. I'm like, oh, this looks good. Oh, this looks good. And then this shit bomb was dropped on me, and I was like, what the fuck?
So we are going to be talking about Ukkima, the Stalking Shadow, and I know as a dog lover yourself,
Yeah,
you're
I'm.
a little
I got
obsessed.
my puppies. I got my pup sitting on my lap right now.
Oh,
So
that's so great.
I was so excited to finally have like a possible cEDH playable doggo when Kuranos, Hound of Athreos, was released.
Yep, yep.
But he just didn't have enough of Grafdigger's Cage text on him to actually
Sure.
matter.
Totally.
But like,
Yeah,
I
he's really
would,
close.
yeah, like if only he was full Grafdigger's Cage, like I could like write it off as some kind of like anti-fish meta tech or some shit. But like,
Yeah.
like no, it's an anti-fish deck.
Yeah,
It's
it's
fine.
super good.
It's
Super good.
super fine. It stacks of mid range. It's fine. It's niche.
Yeah.
It works in my meta. I just throw everything at the wall, just whatever excuse. But then yeah, I was on Twitter and like one of the guys from what's the name of the podcast? The comedy one. Rachel Weeks and definitely Sick of Wolves.
Oh, yes.
The Command Cast.
Is it?
I forget the name. I've only listened to it like once.
Yeah, I don't know off the top of my head.
Yeah, either way, on Twitter, Sick of Wolves tweeted out like that he got that Kazar, and I was just like, oh, well, this is interesting. Okay, and then underneath the tweet was Ukkima, and I was just like, yo, what the fuck? Like, it's like. And then it just started going crazy from there. I was just like,
Yeah.
oh, this works. Oh, this works. Oh, this works. Oh, this works.
Yeah.
And,
The crazy thing is that like you can exile your whole deck and you keep
that's the thing that's I've like my buddy plays Niv Mizzet still.
Mm-hmm.
And the amount of times that I've seen him just like end up on plan beats.
Yeah.
Because like he ended up exiling away all his win conditions.
Right.
This like gives up the card advantage, but like just being able to yeet your library into the void with like no second thought, just like
Yes.
power consultation. It's like it just doesn't matter. A good boy don't give no fucks.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting. Like,
Yeah, and like I love the color combination. It's like even though it's like it's just it's in my colors. It's like my favorite color combination just to work in. And it's like what we might lack that other food chain decks have. We just make up in the fact that we're just running like a lot of really good cards.
Right.
But like, there's been some excitement on like the food chain Discord, and there's some people that are brewing up lists, and there's been some fantastic lists put out by obviously Shaper Savant and Sinestra. So like, there's some excitement that is being, or at least people are noticing that, there's definitely some potential here, if not like just for playing dog.
hey, it's second from the top on the food chain Discord, so
wow.
that's a pretty high, high praise.
High praise, yeah. I think the fact that Shaper is brewing around it is not surprising at all because, him being the OG food chain person, it kind of makes sense.
Yeah, he's like, when I think of food chain, I definitely like Shaper.
Well, when I first put the list together, I was looking at his first first lever.
Yeah, yep.
And the amount of cards that this deck and food chain first sliver share in common is probably about like 90 cards.
Right. I feel like you really only lose like Silence and Dockside.
I was about to say, you're basically trading
and Squee.
Silence and Dockside.
Dovin's Veto.
Sure.
Yeah. But Dovin's Veto can just be a negate or a delay. Like
but like the list is similar. Just the only thing I think this deck is truly lacking is the ability to grind in the command zone.
Makes sense.
But I don't know. I haven't like the metas that I've been playing in recently haven't really got to the late stage grind.
Really?
With the group that I play with, or like even when I've been playing online over the last over being fun employed, like things are usually ending like turn 4, turn 5.
Wow, I've had the opposite experience, but that might be my fault.
Well, I'm also running a monstrosity of a Nagila list, so like
that's true.
I am ending the game on turn 4, turn 5.
Love it. Yeah, I've been playing a lot of Croxa lately, which is just a grind of a deck.
I also was recently up against a Chu Lane deck or Hulan deck or however it wants to be pronounced. And like just seeing that I think like the amount of cEDH these days or decks these days are starting to get like so finely tuned that like basically Hulan and a Shrieking Drake is GG.
Yep.
So
I play
it's
against that deck a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just like so. Like if games end up in a situation where everybody's expended all their resources, or like they're on plan B, or trying to recoup for plan B, or try to like gain or like vie for position at a table, I can see grinds going long. But like I've also been playing in metas where like if you do not have a counterspell at that exact same time, good night.
Yeah. And it's funny, Sinestra also has the list like you mentioned earlier, and that's why Sinestra has been playing Curiosity effects, because you're right, because Ukkima's unblockable, so being able to get in those extra damage to really, grind.
There's been that's been a point of talk at in the Discord. For food chain, there's just like, is it worth playing a bad Phyrexian arena that like just gets lost to removal? Or is it better to play like an extra piece of ramp or an extra tutor or something like that to be able to power into the combo quicker?
I think the answer is to just play creatures that create card advantage, right?
Yeah,
just all of them.
I'd like throw in a Grob or something, or I don't know, maybe a Mind Blade.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. A Mind Blade too. Yeah,
Mind Blade's good off of Nas as well because it only hits for 2.
Yeah.
I mean, I just think you're supposed to run all of them because you don't have it in the command zone, and because creatures are so good with food chain, just like having any board representation already existing.
And I know we were talking about Ad Nas and hitting Grob earlier, but I definitely think this is a deck that like that card's a snap include.
Snap, like I'm looking at it I'm looking at the instants and sorceries right now.
Sure.
And I'm like, what could I cut for that?
Right.
But yeah, even with the Nas, because I like it, it just generates card advantage.
I find straight up negate is the most cuttable of most counter spells, but you know,
I think I am a little high on instants and sorceries, or instants right now, not sorceries, but
sure.
Like again, like it's day 4, and I need to start playing this a lot more.
Definitely.
I've just been gold fishing like crazy. I've just been so excited. Like I just ordered like cards today, and I'm waiting for my card shop to open back up on the 13th.
Yeah. So let's start breaking this down. I think is the best way to get it to our audience. So let's talk about these commanders. So Kaiser is kind of the secondary. Yeah, it's not really a thing. But let's talk about Ukkima.
Kaiser is literally like the. There are some jokes that he's like literally the only dead card in the deck.
yeah, that's fair. But you need that green, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's like he's literally just there for color identity, just like hang out and let the dog do all the work.
And you know, if you get in one of those games that I've played many times where no one has a hand, and I guess like you have mana and nothing to do with it, I guess it comes out hypothetically.
He's probably like a really insane win condition in like in that hypothetical scenario, because like all your dorks get really big.
Yeah. It's like he's like Muscle Edric.
Yeah, he's
I like that.
Like instead of drawing
Edric
cards,
was a beefy boy.
Yeah, it's like instead of drawing cards, your creatures just get huge.
Yeah,
yeah, like a couple swings with some dorks, and now they're 3/3s. It's like you're desperate,
right?
Yeah.
So let's talk about the other one.
Ukkima could get out of control.
Yeah. So Ukkima is a werewolf. You're all seeing it on the screen right now. Cannot be blocked. 2/2. When it leaves the battlefield, it deals X damage to target player. You gain X life, where X is its power. Obviously, the commanders have synergy because every time this unblockable creature is getting in, it's getting those counters and obviously becoming bigger, which is kind of the small case, not really ever relevant to this deck. What the important part is that when you have food chain going, when you have that combo, Ukkima is kind of just that. Yeah, exactly.
And also it needs to be noted because it can go this direction, and like it might be like the memeier option, but I think when you've got such a tight package, Allurin is completely an option.
Yes, because
like if you want to play Allurin, now's your time.
Yeah, let me grab Scryfall up right now, and we will look at the cards Allurin.
I have Allurin in the maybe board.
Oh, great. Let's go there. Down to considering. Oh, I guess this is the old. Let me refresh the page here. Alrighty, let's try this again. There we go. So Allurin. Allurin is an enchantment for 2 green. Any player may play creature cards with convert mana cost 3 or less without paying their mana cost, and as though they had flash. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
So what that combos with is Cavern Harpy, which is 2 down. And basically what Cavern Harpy says is that it comes in, bounces a creature, and then you can pay a life to bounce Cavern Harpy itself. And with the life gain and damage that you get from Ukkima, it creates an infinite loop.
It's essentially a parasitic Strix in the command zone.
Exactly. For anyone who knows the old Allurin combo.
So you don't need to end up going to search for like a 3-card combo.
Yeah, instead you have a 2-card basically.
Instead it's a 2-card, one that you can tutor and the other you can consult for.
Right.
And it looks like it's 6 mana, but in reality it's actually 4 mana because the moment you play your Cavern Harpy, it's so.
You mean the Allurin makes everything free, right?
Yeah. By the time that you want to play the Cavern Harpy, the Allurin should probably already be in play.
Yeah, yes, exactly. Now that one's definitely, I think, especially in the current meta, Allurin is. I agree with it's a trap, right? Because one, tapping out for an Allurin is scary enough in general, but also now you're giving consult players the ability to flash in an Oracle with only 1 single mana up to consult and just steal the win out of nowhere.
Yeah, that's why I got moved to the side of if that's not if it's an option for you and you want to play Allurin,
Yeah.
Now is your time to do it. As long as you just like understand the risks of giving everybody the same effect.
It's a big downside. It really is, unfortunately.
The thing is, though, like you can just win in response to that, can't you?
I don't believe so, because if they I don't know. That's a good point. Maybe.
I'm not entirely sure of the order, but I'm like,
I think with Cavern Harpy on the stack, if they do it, they can.
Yeah,
win.
that's fair.
Yeah,
but at that point, like you can just hold up a Lurin until someone taps out, right? Like,
sure, that's fair.
It's like at that point you're just playing a game of Magic, and like we can debate it for how it would go for days.
There
it's
is
just like
maybe
now you're
one,
playing Magic.
Yeah. Now back over to the considering board. One that probably is a little more effective. You can easily, like extremely easily, just float in the Spellseeker line into this flash package, right? So
I debate like it's Spellseeker is a tutor for consult that immediately gets fed to Food Chain,
right?
To produce mana to be able to cast Mist Hollow-Griffin. Again, not a great tutor.
Sure.
But it gets the better tutor, and it kind of works because you can immediately feed it to a chain.
Right.
But like if you want to end up cutting that, like go for it.
Yeah. So what's kept you from adding the Flash Hulk package at the moment?
Oh, absolutely nothing's kept me from adding the Flash Hulk package at the moment. I just moved that to the side just in case. Like I want to like.
You probably don't want to play a Lurin and Flash Hulk, right?
Oh, I completely agree. Yes.
So the considerations that I have on this are like I have like 97 cards that I like. Looking at what other people have worked on and what my own 2 cents are like there's maybe about like 95 cards that you could run between all Ukkima lists, and then like change up 5 to suit your personal taste.
Yeah.
Which I think is pretty cool because now you've got like Allure and Flash and Food Chain, and like Food Chain is just such a tight win condition. It should probably be included in every Ukkima list.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Whereas
it's like really the appeal of Ukkima, right? Like,
like to me, when I first saw Ukkima, I was like, oh my god, Allurin, and then I was like, oh wait, Food Chain.
Yeah,
and like it's kind of sad that like the perfect Allurin commander
doesn't
is a better
want to play
Food
it.
Chain commander.
Yeah.
So it's just like if I had an Allurin, I would play it for meme.
Yeah.
Yeah. To be fair though, like anytime a creature has an end of the battlefield effect, like those are the 2 cards that like anytime a commander in green has like that effect, an ETB effect that wins the game.
Yeah.
Immediately everyone goes like Allure
Food Chain
or Food Chain.
Yeah,
so
like
both.
I've just been tweeting Food Chain response into like almost everything that's being released out of IKORIA. Like everything in this set feeds to a Food Chain so well, which I also think is absolutely hilarious because if you look at the Judge promo art for Food Chain, that looks pretty IKORIan.
It does very much so. Yeah.
That's funny. I like that.
So like I actually have a Judge promo.
Oh, that's the old one on Moxfield. Darn.
Yeah, I have the Judge promo that I plan on it, which actually has a wolf on it. So I'm like, oh yeah, this is perfect. I'd recommend running that in all Ukkima lists for flavor.
Let's see here.
It's definitely a flavor win. It is both a flavor win because there's a wolf on it, and there's a flavor win because it looks like it's from IKORIA. And if anybody tells you otherwise, they're wrong.
Yeah, it's literally a tiger with like crystal horns.
Exactly. I'm pretty sure
that sharks. Why did the sharks have crystal horns? I don't understand. Like, did you see the flying shark token?
Yeah,
don't worry about it. Hey, IKORIA is IKORIA.
IKORIA is unstable, but it's amazing.
Braden, you're questioning the people who just printed Sharknado the card. Okay, I think we're okay.
Yeah. You're right. I need to chill out. All right. So do we want to start just going through the list of creatures in the deck and kind of discussing why the deck is like built that with around those creatures and with those creatures?
So there's always room to add a couple more creatures. Like again, with the couple of slots that are available, you could always increase your creature density. Like
but I guess like why are we playing these 18 creatures and which of these creatures are flex creatures?
I don't know if any of these ones are flex creatures per se, or more things.
A lot of these are like pretty staple dorks. Yeah, I would have to agree.
But like I guess so. What I'm trying to lead us into talking about is like why do food chain decks play almost every single legal mana dork?
From what I'm like, I can't necessarily speak too much on food chain because I am very new to the archetype. But from my understanding is like you want to accelerate and you need to feed something into chain to start the chain.
Yeah, exactly.
So running a creature density like is not anything that sounds like a bad idea, especially if all the creatures are good on effect.
Sure.
Yeah.
Do things.
I mean,
so I'd like to paint this picture for people.
Drake to Timno before just to get up to Mist Hollow Griffin mana. Like that stuff comes up a lot where you use the you need to run so many creatures so that when you do finally get food chain, you have enough that you can storm out up to the correct mana cost so you can cast your food chain creature.
Looking at this list right now, honestly, I would cut that negate and throw Grob in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So maybe we should explain the food chain combo specifically.
So let me. I just want to say because of the way food chain works. When I was talking to Shaper about when he was teaching me how to play First Sliver basically at one point, and he was saying you always want to start with a dork, and that's because obviously you're gonna get to those cards that like get you your food chain faster, right? And you want to get up to the ability to be like tutor food chain on the table, I win the game. And if you have all these dorks, it doesn't matter that they're tapped. You don't need extra mana at all just because their CMC is the mana you need. So let's read Food Chain now. So Food Chain is a card that says remove creature you control from the game, so it has to be on the battlefield. Add X mana of any one color to your mana pool, where X is the removed creature's CMC +1. So what you do is you get a card like the two I'm going to pull up right now, which are Mist Hollow Griffin, which says you can cast it from exile, and Eternal Scourge, which says the exact same thing. So what happens is when you start demonstrating this loop, you say, okay, Eternal Scourge is on my board. I'm going to exile it, make 4 mana. Then I'm going to cast it again from exile. Oh, wait a minute. That costs less mana now. So now you're generating a single mana every time. You create infinite mana of one color, and then you repeat the process for the rest of them.
Bingo.
Yeah. So that's how you win the game. And then obviously with Ukkima on the board, now you have infinite mana, right? And now you can infinitely cast Ukkima from your command zone, and it is dealing infinite damage, and you're gaining a finite
more specifically with Ukkima, it's the LTD. Right, so when you exile him to food chain, you get the effect.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. So that is just get food chain out, and your commander wins the game, as long as you have that infinite mana outlet.
Which makes Demonic Consultation fucking stupid.
Yeah. So the interesting thing you can do is you can name food chain with Demonic Consultation. And so Demonic Consultation, effectively, I'm skipping over a little, but in fact, it basically lets you name a card and exile cards until you hit that. So if you exile one of your food chain creatures before you hit your food chain, by the time you get food chain in your hand, you have those creatures in exile. So now you can play the food chain, exile your creatures you have on board to play the creature in exile you have, and then that's the combo.
Right. And it's wild because it's the equivalent of like turning one of these forbidden tutors into 2 tutors for one spell, right?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, it's insane. And so for one mana, you can tutor for 2 cards, and then for 3 mana, you can basically play both of them and win the game instantly. So it's like one of the most aggressive and fast combos in the format, which is why it's incredibly relevant that Ukkima has these abilities. It's why people immediately gravitated towards it, because people were able to recognize, wow, we're in Sultai. Those are the best colors. We have access to Demonic Consultation, counter spells, and food chain. Wow.
Yeah.
So,
exactly.
And it's just like the not being able to lose any of your win condition in your consultation is just so huge.
So sometimes you might be playing a card like the first sliver, and the reason people play the first sliver is because it allows you to infinitely cascade casting every card that costs 4 or less mana in your deck.
Yeah.
But sometimes let's say it's like turn 2 and you have enough mana to win the game. You name food chain, cast Demonic Consultation.
Right.
You exile, and it's the last card in your deck or near the bottom of your deck. And so you play it, you make your infinite mana, you cast your commander infinitely, but you find out the only cards left in your deck are, lands and cantrips. And so now you have infinite mana, but you don't have anything to do with it. So you just have a 7/7 and 10 cards in library.
Right.
So with Ukkima, if you get in that situation, you just immediately win the game anyway, because Ukkima doesn't care what's in your library. It just cares about getting the LTB trigger.
Exactly.
Which is even better because it means you get through Torpor Orb, which is the problem that
that is
like
a
big
big
have,
one.
Yeah. So Ukkima is like perfectly set up to be a food chain commander.
Exactly. It definitely seems like all the stars are kind of lining up for this, and the fact that you can not only have such a tight food chain package, but also be able to play something like Flash layered on top of it, which is just 2 cards out of the deck that just layer with exactly what the deck's trying to do. It seems like a really tight package here. I know obviously pushing towards Flash isn't something everyone's excited about, but just this deck feels like the multiple layers in it are so strong.
Yeah, that's one of the, like, you could almost for not even like 4 or 5 cards have like 4 different angles of approach on this deck.
Exactly. Yeah, if you wanted to go crazy with win cons, you could slap in Allure, you could slap in Flash, right? Yeah.
Yeah, you might have too many at a certain point, but
no, 100%. But like, just saying that 5 cards means you have access to like 4 win conditions is pretty fucked up.
Yeah. And I think the most broken thing is that Demonic Consultation is really the powerhouse of the deck, right? Because all these combos don't require you to have any other cards in your deck
at all. Mm-hmm. You don't need a library. Like with this deck, you need Ukkima and like a card.
Yeah, and because of that, it means that Demonic Consultation is able to be used at its full power level in a way that almost no deck in any other format is able to do. So
yeah, it gives me goosebumps. Like I just like
it's pretty exciting.
Yeah, that's like this deck has just got me like all hot and bothered since like the moment that it just layers with everything so well. Like I run Flash Hulk because like I'm a filthy fuck, but like you don't need to.
Yeah, for sure.
It just like I probably
wouldn't.
In a flashless meta, like if you're playing in one, you don't need it.
I will say though that like the problem that this deck does have with Flash is that Flash wants you to play like a very grindy and like almost like parasitic game plan where you're slowly and this is how Consult is too when you're playing it in like these food chain decks with Thassa's Oracle. Mm-hmm. You kind of want to play like a grindy plan where you're slowly like putting together a good hand that is able to like answer any threats and also just win the game at the exact right moment, which is why Opus Thief is so good against it, because Opus Thief plays tons of wheels, which makes it so everyone has to discard their hands and draw a new 7, which means that it's very hard to like get the perfect 7.
That's also why Mina Gila gives people a little bit of a hard time, because I will windmill slam Flash on like the earliest turn, and just like everybody's like, oh, he's gonna build, it's gonna wait. And I'm like, no, do you have the answer right now?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. No.
And then you get to do Najila. Yeah, and then if you don't get there, you get to win with Najila.
And then Consult for like a Derevi, and it's just like this. But that's my Najila.
The problem with this commander is it doesn't actually help you in any meaningful way, like play in those kinds of games where the board state is slowly being built up and you're slowly trying to get your team together, which is why I guess personally wouldn't play Flash.
Like
Flash is also busted, so maybe you're just supposed to.
Yeah, well, like if turboing out Flash doesn't work or turboing out something else doesn't work, you switch. Like give it to like my Flash got countered. Okay, tutor consultation, go again.
Yep.
I personally like different vectors of attack.
Same.
I could cut it without necessarily losing a lot of sleep.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I will say one cool thing about this deck is that you get to play a different. You could literally just have like the 6-card sideboard almost, where you're like, what do when you show up to your local FNM, like what deck do I want to play today? Do I want to play Allure? Do I want to play Food Chain? Do I want to play? Yeah.
That's really cool. Which I think is pretty cool about like having like a 95 card list that most people can be like generally agreeable on.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And this list does have so much in common with the first Sliver deck, and so much in common with like the Fish, typical Fish Hulk, that it's actually a really interesting list for someone to build as their first deck, because it really allows you to like flip in between those 2 deck lists pretty easily.
I think it's a big part of
cEDH deck.
I was gonna say, I think a big part of what makes a good deck right now in this format is that sort of being able to attack on multiple axes. And I think, the stuff that stops food chain does not stop Flash, right? Like if it arguably
doesn't stop consultation.
Exactly. The worst cards against Flash right now are rule of law effects, which is what traditionally people would expect to play against a deck like this in a food chain decks. Those things that say limit the spells per turn, but those are terrible when they have a Flash in hand. So I think specifically those two interactions being able to layer on top of one another, I think really puts this deck in a good position.
Additionally, all those creature tutors, you don't have to play the exile tutors really, I think, in this deck.
No,
you should probably
don't.
play one of them. I think the one that cantrips immediately is probably the one you should play.
Yeah.
But you don't really need to play them because if you're on Flash Hulk or on Alurin, you're already playing so many creature tutors that you can just do that. Like play those creature tutors, play Sylvan Tutor if you have to. But that card's better than, Extract is.
Yeah, so you're saying to cut Foresight and just leave and manipulate Fate. Yeah.
Yeah. And then you get to play...
Pact.
Right. That's totally awesome. Yeah.
Well, Summoner's Pact doesn't get either.
No, it does get Hulk, but it's the I cut that one first and kept Worldly Tutor in only because of the fact that it doesn't
if you're not playing the Hulk package, right? It doesn't. It's not as
Summoner's
effective.
Pact doesn't grab Spellseeker
either. Yeah. It also doesn't get either of the food chain creatures.
No, it doesn't.
Which is
so that was a cut. But if you got a Hulk package in there, it's just like, well, there you go.
Yeah.
So, are there any like cards you think are good in the specific meta you're playing in right now that you think you'd cut? Is there any enchantments, any sorceries, any counter spells you think are like kind of suspect?
One thing I want to call out is the inclusion of Notion Thief here, and I noticed that there's like a reasonable amount of wheels. So, do you think viably there would be a sort of wheel focus that someone building the deck could kind of try and push towards? Do you think that'd be acceptable?
Well, I personally don't own a Twister.
Yeah.
So I have the Whispering Madness in the sideboard.
Right.
As the fact, instead of trying to draw one card per turn off of combat step with Ukkima.
Oh my god.
I'd rather just wheel.
You can cipher
awesome.
onto
You cipher it exactly.
Unblockable.
Cipher it onto Ukkima, and you have unblockable Whispering Madness, and you just go
Very
to town.
cool. Yeah,
that's so cool. I would play that instead of Windfall. I'd play Twister and Windfall. I'd play Twister and Whispering Madness instead of Windfall. Just for that.
Well, I don't have a Twister, so it's not much of a. I don't really need to think twice about it. But the Whispering Madness, I think is if I were to throw any little piece of sweet little personal seasoning on top of that, it would be the Whispering Madness.
Yeah.
Because if you could attack in with with ciphering this and land a Notion Thief, you've basically ad naused.
I like that a lot. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a good strategy for the deck.
It's
I will also say the card quality is almost offensive. It's so high. You're just
making cuts for this deck. Making cuts for this deck is annoying.
Yeah.
You just have to cut the bad cards. Not as a joke. No, I mean, I think if you wanted to make cuts, I'd just start cutting the food chain cards and just play food chain and be like, "Hi, I'm playing food chain and demonic consultation. That's good enough."
I don't even know if that's arguable. I think some of these food chain cards are just snap. I get my win con and we're done. They're they're tutors for half of your combo. So I don't know.
Yeah, but I guess to me, I'd just rather get demonic consultation or ad nauseum.
But they're already in here.
I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of the things. It's what isn't in here at this point, or sitting on the sideboard.
The problem with Foresight is that it doesn't cantrip immediately.
Those are flex cut. If you want to hard on food chain, then go hard on food chain. If you want to sub in, switch out, flip around.
So as we were talking about before, I think this is important when we're talking about this specific part of it, because food chain and the Sultai version of Flash are both kind of aggro strategies. Obviously aggro being loose here, but you were trying to aggressively combo out at this point in the game, right? As you said, it's not a Timna Thrasios deck, and the upsides of this deck are, I think, when you are trying to aggressively jam your win cons turn after turn after turn after turn,
which is my favorite style of play.
Yeah, exactly. It's a lot of fun to play that way.
So when you're trying
I also
to
don't mind losing to my own consultation.
Right.
You don't have to.
Sure.
If I yeet myself in the top 6,
Yeah.
And food chains in the top 6, I'm like,
you have to play that.
You have to roll with it. I'm just like, throw it out. Let's do this.
One of the things you learn, one of the earliest things you learn as a cEDH player is that like a lot of the cards that you like look at are like, oh, that's scary. Those are the best cards because they're just not. They're not. They're not balanced correctly.
Right.
At worst, I'm going for a smoke.
Yeah.
Like that's the worst thing that's going to happen right now is I'm going to go out and hit a ball.
I think I used to like religiously cast demonic consultation naming food chain. And I think I've only like died to hitting food chain once. I've definitely died because I exiled all my win conditions, but that's not a problem
about that with Ukkima.
Right. Yeah, that's what definitely a huge benefit of this deck is that you can just. That's why I think we should keep the exile sort of tutors is because you really get rewarded for aggressively jamming those win cons in here.
Yeah, it's just like let's go for it. Like bad boy hits the table. Like if you also playing out Ukkima isn't necessarily the worst idea.
Sure.
Because you can again just exile them to food chain.
Yeah, and I think if you do think that the deck could yield positive results going into mid game, or you need to cater the deck towards that, there are those curiosity effects. You know what I mean? Curiosity, Ophidian Eye.
We're in the colors.
Keen Sense. Yeah, exactly. Also, the new squid from IKORIA. I was trying to find that a second ago.
That squid is sick, though.
cEDH or Octopus, right? So when a creature deals combat damage to a player, draw a card, right? So you can either flash Instant Speed, mutate it onto Ukkima, or use it itself, right? So these are all like very efficiently costed. Like I wouldn't even play Ophidian Eye in this deck. I think you just play Curiosity, Keen Sense, and the Octopus, and you're set.
Yeah, you just mutate your Whalewolf Octopus.
Yeah, exactly.
Go for it.
The body on the Whalewolf though is kind of problematic to that though. It's not like Vial Smasher where Vial Smasher is a 2/3 that then gets the Curiosity effect.
Yeah.
The 2/2 body makes sure like you're already so weak to Pyroclasm.
Yeah.
That just like punches you into the dirt. Like it.
Which is why people were debating about the Keen Sense and Curiosity effects.
You know what you could do, actually, is pretty wild. You could play Curious Obsession, which is the version that says you just have to attack every turn. But obviously with an unblockable commander, it doesn't matter.
I really like that. I'll be honest, I'm all in for that.
I'm going to look that up so everyone at
gives
home
it +1/+1, right?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, that's sick. Oh, that's so cool. I'd be down for that.
And it's a 1-drop.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's a 1-drop. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I pulled that up for everybody. So that'd be... Yeah, so I just thought of that. I've been playing that card in Pioneer and Modern for a little bit, so...
it makes it a 3/3.
Exactly.
As a 3/3, I think I'm all in on Ukkima.
Yeah.
And worst comes to worst, you start playing Khazar and Ukkima starts growing.
Yeah, and as we mentioned with Whispering Madness, so like there's definitely a variant of this deck where you just slap up Ukkima with a couple things and like, you know, it's 1 mana, right? It's not like you're tapping out. Sick'em indeed, yeah.
Sick'em.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
I would not want to be like the person sitting at like how disruptive is Crom when he has a Whispering Madness stuck to him?
Yeah.
Oh god.
How
that's not even fair though, because that's Opus Thief. Because they have like Smothering Tide in play too when they do that. It's the worst.
The package is terrible, but like I'm just Whispering Madness and Crom alone has hit me enough times and disrupted my shit.
Oh yeah, you definitely.
Whispering Madness on an unblockable Ukkima.
Yeah, it's pretty insane.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like you just start wheeling until you find the one card you need to win the game.
Yep. Agreed.
Like that's one of the things that I like about this deck is you don't need your hand. You don't need if this hand isn't winning you the game in the next 2 turns, eat it.
Exactly.
I will say though that the one problem about wheels in this deck is that the like Mist Hollow Griffins and the
there's no squee. There's not squee.
They're only from exile, so you do have to be a little worried about that.
Yeah, as long as you don't run into something, you're pretty much good.
Right, which is why I think definitely Obsession and Curiosity are more of a preference, whereas you're gaining that advantage, right? So
yeah,
very interesting, very cool. All right, is any other includes that you would like to go? I mean, a lot of this deck, in not in a negative way, it's a lot of good cards, like right, like it's not you're just kind of playing Sultai good stuff.
When you're like, Oh yeah, are we playing Windfall or Time Twister? Like,
yeah, I'm sitting here like, what do you want me to talk about? Like, in the way of, why did we include
maybe you should play?
delay?
Have you thought about Cephalid Coliseum?
Not off the top of my head. I do have
that might
one
be
though.
Worth checking out.
Yeah,
that card's sick.
I think it's good. Destiny Spinner is a interesting include here,
Destiny,
and I think definitely worth talking
Destiny
about.
Spinner, Destiny Spinner protects both halves of the combo for 2
Exactly. It just
so
seems tight. Yeah.
Yeah, you land a Destiny Spinner early, and then you can just go console.
Right.
And
do you want to do? Go ahead.
Well, if that consult lands like how it should, hits your exile creature, hits your food, and you find your food chain.
Yeah.
You're absolutely free to just like, tap out, do whatever. Because you got your Destiny Spinner on the field. Your creature cards can't counter your cast from exile creature putting in your graveyard.
Right.
And they can't counter the food chain in the first place, so it's just basically like it protects, like it's a hard force field for like that combo. Mm-hmm. Unless they remove it, obviously.
One card I'm surprised not to see here is Cyclonic Rift. Why aren't you running that?
The fact it can't bounce your stuff is like actually
like I've been slowly cutting it from like a couple of my lists.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah, it's harder to cast lately, it feels like.
And I'm never getting the chance to overload it.
See, I have the opposite thing where I feel like I'm never casting it in a single target. I don't know if it's the games I'm playing or the decks I play, but I feel like I'm always in a slog.
What decks do you play Cyclonic Rift in?
Every deck I own with blue, I think.
What decks are those? All I know is you play Croxa, Ian. That's all I know.
I have it in Grand Arbiter. I have it in Sushi Hulk. I have it in...
You cast in Sushi Hulk overloaded?
Literally have done it multiple times, yeah. Because there's those board states where your opponents are like, oh, Sushi isn't a problem, blah, 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 blah. I have a Trinisphere. And you're like,
what is that?
I don't know.
People are dumb. Are you living?
Well, they think that they've staxed me out, right? So they have like a Rest in Peace and a Grafdigger's in play, right?
There's no such thing.
There is. I played it in like 7 games where that's a thing. Like,
and then
that's actually a card that could be included in this list as well if you're not going on Hulk.
Grafdiggers, yeah.
Grafdiggers.
Whoa, that's insane.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like, that's the problem about this Ukkima is like, which great card do you want to play?
Kind of a good problem to have, to be fair.
Yeah, like it's like that's why I'm saying it with a smile on my face, but it's just
that's what that's what Thrasios decks always feel like. It's like, what broken cards am I playing in this list? Like, I just get to play.
You know what you also could play that Braden and I both have recently fallen in love with? Chains of Mephistopheles.
If I had one, I'd play one.
Oh my god, it's so good.
There's no explicit draw on the commanders, and therefore, like, all of your draws coming from effects like Ad Nauseam and things like that. And obviously, you wouldn't want to be throwing in that Curious Obsession package if you're doing that. But But if you take out maybe the wheels, yeah, you could play chains in this deck.
Chains and wheel.
Oh god. I don't know if I'm emotionally ready for that. But this, I mean, it does feel like a solid include here. Yeah.
We have some questions in the chat. Would you mind if we ask you them real quick and you answer?
Yeah, sure.
What is Ukkima the goodest boy in cEDH?
Oh, 100%. 100%.
What about Paco?
Ukkima
is like goth. Paco is like where he's just dumb. He doesn't know what's going on.
Is he the goodest boy? Maybe he's the baddest boy.
Ooh.
I think Ukkima's the baddest boy.
I think
Paco's the goodest boy.
Yeah, Paco's the goodest boy in MTG, but like I think Ukkima might be like the baddest boy.
Ukkima shops at Hot Topic, guys. Come on.
Yeah.
And that's okay. If I get my own version of this list, that's definitely the name of the primer.
Oh no, Ukkima shops at
Hot Topic. Yes.
Hot Topic Golden Retriever.
Oh, I have a Paco. I just want to brag. I have a Paco deck I'm building called Paco's Modern Life. That's
nice.
That's the best name. I can't even. I'm so proud of it.
Oh god.
What are our general thoughts on the Ukkima Kazur food chain versus other food chain decks?
It's no first chain. It's no first sliver.
It's close though.
It's the closest thing in years.
Dockside and Silence are like.
It's no first sliver, but I think that if you play belligerent enough, that you can just pants people.
That's what I was going to say. I think there are people, and it sounds like, Nathan, you and I play very similarly, where I have trouble holding a win con in my hand and not being like, fucking, you answer it.
Yeah.
But, like, I think for people who play
with...
like that, yeah. Sorry.
Yeah,
I think for people who play like that.
I was playing on stream with some friends the other day, or like on chat I was playing on Spike Feeders, actually.
Oh, yeah.
And I attacked, or had my Nagila and Edric and like that engine going, and they popped my Nagila. I was just like, whatever, move to combat, because I still had the Edric.
Yeah.
Swung with whatever the tokens I had left in the Edric. In response to the draw triggers, Limb Duels vaulted.
Yeah.
Found the other half of the combo that I needed and flashed out in the combat step.
That's disgusting.
Love it.
Yeah, it was just like I'm ending this game, and it ends in combat. It just like, I'm not telling you how it ends in combat, but it's ending in combat.
My favorite Windows vault pile I've literally ever had is I had a Mystic Remora in play, and someone was about to storm out, and I cast Limb Duel's Vault, and my top 5 was like Pact of Negation, Force of Negation, Mental Misstep, and 2 lands, and I was just like looking at like the 8 mana I had up, and was like,
right,
this will do.
I think kind of my point answering our question from our audience is that I think if you do sort of have that play style of Nathan and I, where you're just like, I'm going to make you answer me all the time, if you're an aggressive player, I do think this might suit that style more than First Sliver.
I think Korvold has it hands down beaten in the grind game. There is no...
That deck is absurd.
Like, there's some talk that I've seen in the food chain Discord recently about, like, there is a reason to play Korvold over First Sliver.
Right. And that's
there is no reason to play Ukkima over any other of those 2 food chain commanders. Well, unless it works for you.
I think specifically if you're someone who doesn't want to play bad cards that like I've played Goblin Bombardment in First Sliver before. I think Sick does too. Like, that card just kind of sucks.
Yeah,
it's really good in the deck, but it does kind of suck. And like, we play that card so that when we exile, most of our deck, we still have win conditions left. We have high enough density that the chances are on our side. With this
which is one of the benefits that Ukkima, like, you don't need to run a win condition.
Yeah, we have lower quality cards in that we don't have Dockside and Silence, but the quality is a higher percent because we don't need to play like.
Yeah, I guess I just view the card advantage that the 2 of them generate over time to be very high.
Do you play Thassa's Oracle?
Yeah.
In this list?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, I couldn't see it real quick. Sorry.
No, I think it's like, well, that's what led to the Hulk piles as well. Is because, like, okay, I'm running Console. Okay, I'm running Thassa's Oracle. Okay, I'm running Spellseeker.
Are you running Jace?
Nope.
Wow. Okay, that actually is surprising to me. Interesting.
I don't feel like I need it.
Yeah, that's fair. I think,
also hurts.
Yeah. I think the layering of this deck, I would argue, is a benefit in its favor. I think the fact that I was talking to people the other day in the food chain Discord, just kind of like, why can't you play Flash? And they were like, I was talking to Shaper too about it. He was explaining it to me very well, and I'm gonna bastardize his attempt of explaining it, but like, basically he was saying that they're so clunky together and they're not working synergistically, where here it doesn't feel like that's happening. Exactly, it's sleek. I like that descriptor. Yeah.
The whole thing about this deck is very sleek. It's like, it's coming to a point where I think where more people start playing it over time, especially like great Magic players, like great cEDH players, like Sinestra, like Shaper Savant, like more people that start working on this list.
Yeah,
I think that there's only places that and like, as the quality of Magic cards get better, there is reasons to like this, and like, God forbid, like, we'll have, like, not God forbid, but like, if Flash gets banned, this deck only gets better.
That's what I was gonna say. I feel like the Allurn package gets way better if
the Allurn package gets better, or just being able to be a fast deck.
Right.
When the fastest deck around is no longer around, the second fastest deck is now the fastest deck.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Food Chain has always been in that position, though.
Which I think, like, being able to play a belligerent version of Food Chain might be a boon to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I think most people have agreed, though, that, like, for a pretty long time, that if Flash ever got banned, Food Chain would be the next, like,
second fastest deck, by far. By far.
I think you could almost play out faster if you wanted to. Like, you won't grind with this deck.
It's really hard. Like, the first sliver is, like, you get Dockside, which is just so explosive.
Well, yeah, true. Yeah, I do miss Dockside.
Yeah.
There's one thing. Yeah.
I think it's hard to be better. It's hard to, like, I think at this point, like, a commander cannot be, a commander is not going to make Food Chain faster. Like, we're at a point now where the commanders are so good and the card quality is so high, and, like, Thassa's Oracle's a thing.
Yeah,
that, like, it's not going to be a commander that makes, like, Food Chain more broken. It's going to be, like, they print another Demonic Consultation for some unknown reason.
Yeah.
Like, something mad like that.
There's some people that I've been seeing, because, like, what this deck really, like, truly enjoys, it seems, is more tutors.
Yeah.
But I've been seeing people make a really compelling case for Wishclaw Talisman.
Sure.
Oh, yeah, Wishclaw Talisman is really good.
It's a card I enjoy.
Yeah, it's like, I'm not running it, but, like, it's just, like, as long as you get that consult. But, you
just need enough mana that it's basically a demonic tutor a demonic tutor for Food Chain and the creature you want to exile the turn you play it, right? Like, or it finds Tainted Pact, and then it's like tutor for both.
I actually, after this deck tech, I genuinely think this is, because I do have First Sliver sleeved up right now, and I have Sushi Hulk, but this seems like the combination of the two strategies that I would much prefer. As we mentioned, like, that really rewards that aggressive play style, it seems.
Yeah. This is kind of the exact thing that people are talking about, where it's like, wouldn't it be really unhealthy if there was, like, a viable deck that could play Demonic Consultation, Food Chain, and Hulk? And now we're there.
And now we're here gleefully talking about it.
Just absolutely giddy. Like, if it wasn't a doggo, I'd be a lot more pissed off. But, like,
like, this deck's almost a joke. Like, and not because it's bad, because, like, it is such a representation of how awful the format is right now in terms of, like, diversity.
If Khazar drew cards, this would be.
I don't want to even think about it.
Okay, imagine if he was Beast Whisperer.
Stop. I see. My mind was, imagine if he was Nedrick, and I was like,
no. I was thinking, like,
mono green effect.
Yeah.
What if he, like, had the ability, like, whenever a whale or wolf deals combat damage to an opponent, draw a card or something like that?
Just as long as, like, that's the only thing that's saving this from true and utter degeneracy, is that Khazar is basically fucking useless.
No, our partner commander's useless.
Yeah. Oh no. I'm running a 99 card deck full of good shit.
Yeah. By the way, this useless card that I never have to top deck.
Never top deck. Never gonna add Nas into it.
Never.
Ever. Yeah. So it's just like it's a 99 card deck.
Yeah. That's why people play Gitaxian Probe.
That's not really why. But
the draw card. But yeah. Hyperbolic.
Do you want to talk about maybe some test hands?
Sure, we can go down test hands. Whoa, look, right down here.
Yeah, Moxfield's great. Everyone go use Moxfield. Tell Harry.
I don't know how it'll draw the hands with all the stuff not in it, though.
Oh, yeah. That's fair. We are... So, do you want to...
Fine.
Nathan, do you want to throw 3 more cards in the main deck? Like, I don't know, Flash, Protean, Hulk, and, like...
yeah, sure.
Blood Pet or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, those seem like 3 really good cards to throw in. Like, there's arguments also to be made that Blood Pet doesn't even need to be there.
Oh, it does not at all. No.
Do you mind just adding them to the deck list real quick so we can do the test hand?
Yeah. Let me just bring up my iPad.
Sure. What was the other... We mentioned another card that we would like to see in the main deck. What was it earlier?
Okay.
Yes, definitely. Or a Curious Obsession. Any of the ones we talked about, really.
The fact that Occam lets you upgrade from a 2-drop, like from a dork into Occam into 5 mana, which basically gets all of your stuff, is crazy.
With Food Chain, yeah.
Yeah, it's like... It's so good.
Oh man. This deck just looks sweet. It looks like everything I want to do in this dumb game
This deck is literally like the example of like, wow, guys, what if we like really made a bad ban list?
It's like, what if the deck is the example of, okay, you know how sometimes Sushi Hulk takes a little bit of patience? What if we had a deck for those people with ADHD out there? And I'm like, what? Me?
I actually do have ADHD, so that is perfect.
We're 3 for 3.
Yeah, it's like I'm going for it or else I'm going home. But it's the whole reason why I stopped playing casual. 3-hour games were like goddamn torture to me.
Yeah.
they are.
Okay, so let's check out this first hand. All right, we'll read it out loud in case we make it an audio thing. If you check our Discord, I did share my screen, Nathan. So first hand is Protean Hulk, Pact of Negation, Ancient Tomb, City of Brass, Elves of Deep Shadow, Marsh Flats, and Worldly Tutor. I'm not really vibing this one, but
it's okay. You can get Spellseeker off the Worldly Tutor.
Yeah, that's why I still have Worldly Tutor and why I still have. So
you can go turn 1 City of Brass into Elves of Deep Shadow. Then you can go. No, that doesn't work because it's not Dork. Yeah, I don't think you do it. If you could play the Spellseeker on turn 2, it would probably be worth it. But you can't. So
yeah,
if that Elves of Deep Shadow was a Finhorn Elf, I think this hand would be keepable.
Yeah.
You can play it turn 2 actually, Braden.
How?
Turn 1. I mean, you don't play Dork turn 1.
Ancient Tomb.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So you City of Brass, Worldly Tutor. Yeah.
Yeah. Then I think you go for it. Yeah. Go. Yeah.
But at this point,
that's probably good enough.
At this point, we've now got 2 options in hand, and what are we going for?
That's tough.
For Flash.
I think you go for the protected
Flash. Are we going
for
Flash, or are we going for Console?
I think we go for protected Flash.
Oh, yeah, that's a great option.
Yeah.
But that's one of the fun things you can do with this deck.
Yeah. I was dealing another one.
Worldly, like the fact that Spellseeker exists, you can like do that with your Worldly Tutors is absurd.
Pretty crazy. Yeah.
That's why honestly why I still keep the Worldly Tutor.
All right, look, we slotted in Flash, and the deck's like, yeah, you know what you're doing, you bastards.
Yeah, you know what you're doing. Fuck off.
I actually don't like this hand.
It's cute.
It doesn't do anything.
Oh, the second one?
Yeah. Oh, let's read it out loud.
It's so much.
Your hot takes on Preordain aside. So it's Destiny Spinner, Preordain, Protean Hulk, Gataxian Probe, Birds of Paradise, Marsh Flats, Llanowar Wastes.
So you have
super fine,
2 lands
right?
here,
like
Birds of Paradise, Gataxian Probe, Preordain. Yeah, I don't think this is good enough. This is like a solid 6.
Yes. If you had 6-lander, you just tuck Hulk, I assume, right?
No. Destiny Spinner.
Destiny Spinner, yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. I guess it depends on which win con you'd rather go for. All right.
I mean, we're going for Flash, right?
Yeah. Okay.
This is really good. Yeah.
Oh, hello. What turn are we ad nauseing on?
Arborelf's rough.
Arborelf is super rough in this hand.
It's still
you can't
good,
even cast Mana Drain, really, right? Like,
yeah, we can. So what we do? Here's what we do.
And then you can't cast Abdos.
Yeah, you can. Have you read the card Mana Drain?
Yeah. Great. Need a second black source.
Okay, we go Nurturing Peat. What are you talking about? We go turn 1 Nurturing Peatland for Boreal Druid. And we play the Lispo. Turn 2, we play the Yavimaya use the Nurturing Peatland to play the Arbor Elf, even if unless we have a green source we want to play. Then we hold up the Mana Drain, counter something, then go to our next turn and get there.
And so you have a second black source.
We do have the Boreal Druid still.
We have the Boreal Druid. So we either Mana Drain something to get to 5, or we draw a black source. I think those are pretty likely.
But once again, mana drain's not getting us that second black source. So even if you do mana drain to fat target, it doesn't matter.
Because we just need to draw a land. We just need to draw a single land.
Right.
Nurturing Peatland gives us 1 black, right? Lotus Petal gives us another black.
Post gives you 1
draw
blue.
land off the top 2 cards of our deck.
Right.
Or even better if we draw like a fetch land. That's insane because then Arbor Elf's on and our Mana Drain's on.
Yeah. I don't know if I keep this, but I see what you're saying. All right, let's do one more. Oh, sorry, we never read that one out loud. Ad Nauseam, Boreal Druid, Arbor Elf, Mana Drain, Lotus Petal, Yavimaya Coast, and Nurturing Peatland. All right, last hand. Oof. Okay, well, we might need them all.
Yeah.
Exotic Orchard, Birds of Paradise,
it's 5 lands.
Carpet of Flowers.
It's 5 lands. Birds of Paradise, and Carpet Flowers.
Get out of here.
Yeah, bye.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Mystical Tutor, Windfall, Misty Rainforest, Underground Sea, Rhystic Study, Forbidden Orchard, Spellseeker.
We're ruining the game with this, right? That's the thing.
So
we can Mystical Tutor for Demonic Consultation.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we can Mystical Tutor for a green. Like, I don't know. This is like pretty bad. The more I look at it, the more bad it gets. It's all 3.
Yeah.
So in my opinion, the best version of this hand is Mystical Tutor for Summoner's Pact, and then Spellseeker for the Flash later.
Yeah. Yeah,
and
probably.
I don't love that at all.
No. We also get Consultation, and then if we hit a creature, if we hit like an Arbor, like any creature up the top, our Demonic Consultation gets Food Chain.
Now, if you're playing this hand, do you aggro Tutor, or do you wait?
I think you just get it. I think you just make a decision. Like,
wow. Okay.
I think you just turn 1 Tutor for Demonic Consultation, and then like hope you get there.
Okay.
Because Demonic Consultation is a 1-card win con.
Right.
So.
Okay.
Give us one more.
Okay, one more. Boop.
Okay. I'm just reading everything here, and I'm like,
oh, this seems good.
This seems pretty okay. Nurturing Peatland, Assassin's Trophy, Breeding Pool, Birds of Paradise, Gitaxian Probe, Notion Thief, Windfall. I mean, just that last 2 right there.
Yeah. Do we do the turn 2 Windfall, or do we try to Notion Thief Windfall?
I feel like you gotta go for it. I don't know.
I
guess it depends on what you draw.
Gitaxian Probe and find out. You just look at someone's hand to say, do I want these cards to not be in their hand anymore? And if the answer is yes, you do.
If you look across the table and there are 3 Timna Thrasios players who all said, snap keep my first hand.
If you... Also, the other thing you have to think about is, did your opponent, like, to your left or right, go, like, turn 1 Mana Crypt Soul... Like, turn 1 Mana Crypt Soul Ring, like, into...
Are you giving them gas? Right, exactly. Yeah. However, if everyone's there, like, land pass... Yeah.
Then you just play your commander on turn 2, I guess. And then hold up the Notion Thief on turn 3, and then on turn 4, you cast Windfall.
Yeah.
With protection.
You always know when you're playing against a TNT deck who just land passes the first turn, you're like, they have Flash in hand. Okay, like, slap that Windfall down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, this is great. I love doing these little the test hands. So.
Yeah, I'm glad things were working with me today.
Yeah, man. Yeah, thank you so much for joining us for this. This has been really cool.
This has been fun. I just all I've wanted to do is talk about Ukkima for like the last 4 fucking days. About anybody that's listening, I'm like, this is the shit. This is the hot shit. Like I've just been nuts about it. And,
so I have a question for the chat. What is the next deck we should do this for?
Ooh, that's a great question.
So if anyone's still in the chat, YouTube is telling us there's people still in the chat. So
well, there's also a major delay. Yeah.
Well, there's a couple new ones that just came out that we can start doing stupid stuff with. Like, what about Dork.deck?
Yeah, the new Simic guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Here, let's. I'm gonna pop up on Scryfall right now. Let's see if there's any good legends to go for. Braden, you keep an eye on chat, see if they demand our attention in any which way.
I just want to play Paco so bad.
Oh, well, right up here is all these companions. I personally am thinking about building a deck around Song of Creation. So for anyone who would want to hear a deck
Paco's
about that.
Modern Life.
Oh my god. Ian. No Paco.
I'm playing Song of Creation. I stormed off yesterday with it. It was hilarious. I didn't win, though.
Let's talk about Kinnan.
I had a Sundial of the Infinite in play with Song of Creation, guys.
Oh, that's pretty good.
That's fun.
Think about that.
Yeah,
we're doing it. We're getting there.
Braden, I'm used to being the one to say like janky ideas. Now you're coming at me with Sundial of the Infinite in your team deck.
So someone said Riel. We already did a Riel deck.
Well, you did. Yeah.
Let me pull it up. So, do you want to? I guess we can like talk about that for a second. I don't know if people really want to do that, but
this Keenan person is going to make casuals on.
One thing to talk about, the Kinnan, the one that doubles the mana from tapped creatures. Gigantha, the Wellspring, and one of the other Sultai commanders are like auto freed from the real commanders, so that's kind of something cool to talk about. The Sultai face commander from the set is an instant freed from the real infinite mana outlet, so that's kind of cool. So you just play stuff like Walking Ballista in the deck and get there.
Someone said Horde of Notions. Is that like the weird 5-color?
Yeah. Yes. In what world?
Why
is Horde of Notions suddenly playable? Because of the 5 mana tapper? I mean, I don't know if that really adds anything to it. But, hit us up in the chat.
Yeah, I want to see some more about Riel.
Riel's very cool. Braden joined Ernesto of the 99. Listing? Yeah, and jumped in with that,
So I'll send it to the group chat so you can click on it. That's
why don't you save that for the next live brew?
We already did a live brew with that.
Oh, you did a live brew?
Yeah, they did a live brew on the 99. Or Ernesto's stream.
99
stream.
Oh.
Yeah.
So do you mind clicking on that, Ian? I just put it in the chat.
It's on our Discord. I am not sure if it will pop up here. Let me
go to the left. To the left. You're in the Nexus.
Yeah.
All right.
I need to just copy the link manually. 1 sec.
I got it.
Yeah, we got to get it on the stream. That's the problem.
Here we go.
Okay, so this is the
did you just hit paste? I was about to.
Yeah. So this is the Riel deck for people to see. So basically, the idea of the deck is we're just trying to like storm off and burning the Inquiry people to death.
Yep.
We have like some Underworld Breach combos. We have Bazaar of Baghdad and Magus the Bazaar, which draws us like 5 cards a turn. We have the Glinthorn Buccaneer combo because I think that's just my favorite combo right now. So the way the Glinthorn Buccaneer combo works is you get a Glinthorn Buccaneer. So if you could just put your mouse over that.
Yep.
If you read it, it says whenever you discard a card, it deals 1 damage to each opponent. So if you put a Curiosity on there and then you discard a card, you'll end up drawing 3 cards. And if you do that enough times, eventually when you go to your cleanup step, you'll have so many cards that you have to discard to hand size. But when you have 2, then you draw 3 more cards. So you'll discard cards to hand size.
What is that, Riel, or that's Jeskai Shark?
This is Riel. So the combo is in the Riel deck as well because the Riel deck has so many ways.
Yeah. Okay, so Riel's in.
The other way around. Brawlin is in Riel.
Oh.
Yeah.
Brawlin's in Riel. Okay.
Yeah. So Riel is like the Riel. So in the Brawlin deck, Brawlin's in the command zone, and then you.
I just tuned in for a second.
In this deck, Riel is in the command zone for card advantage, and then you play Brawlin and Glinthorn Buccaneers. You're like
as
win
conditions.
conditions.
Because they're basically the same thing.
Yeah. So it's basically like, do you want to have white so you can tutor for Curiosity, and do you want to have like a commander that draws you 5 cards a turn?
The real question is, do you want to play Bazaar of Baghdad and smirk as your opponents are like, that seems pretty. Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah, that's
Do you want to just yeet your hand?
Yeah.
If you want to like throw your hand all over the table, not give a shit about the cards, and just like wheel like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
Riel seems like a lot of fun.
Riel's definitely.
What am I supposed to...
Riel's definitely more.
River is mad
Storm.
at me that I'm ignoring him. What is this? What does the chat say?
I would
do it, you coward, Braden. I will kiss you if you don't. What does that mean? What am I not doing?
World wolf.
The wolf. We
are the wolf.
Ukkima. That is what we did.
That's what we did.
That's what we were here
That's
for.
what we've been here for. Unless there's another wolf I'm unaware of.
Yeah, have I been mispronouncing Ukkima this whole time?
Yeah. Is it Ukkima?
Ukkima? Yeah.
You guys want us to do an Ukkima deck?
We'll do an Ukkima.
Oh yeah. Is the same
Sazor and Ukkima.
Wow.
So, anyways, the difference between Riel and Brawlin and Sky Shark.
I'll honestly fucking flip a table.
Hey, you playing Ukkima?
Ukkima and Sazor? Go fuck yourself.
Ukkima these balls.
Wait, what?
Put some respect on that name.
I don't know.
So this is the whale wolf.
Yeah. So what do people think? I guess I'm a disappointment to River. That's what I'm learning today.
You know,
and
that's whatever. It happens.
Oh, Boros Wolf, the companion. Oh, that's a fox.
I think that so I did a little deep dive into that card, and secretly garbage, in my opinion.
Dude, why is Kenrith not the commander?
Yeah, so okay, because the whole point is, right, the Boros Wolf allows you to basically go infinite with cards like Basalt Monolith and Grim Monolith, right? But those effects you need to have a commander that has an activated ability, right, that has a colon. So if someone did a really deep dive earlier today, and I wish I could find that, but I would waste like 20 minutes of your guys' time. And basically, so that deep dive, there are literally 2 commanders that have colon colorless that are activated abilities that work with this, right? And once again, it only makes infinite colorless mana with that combo. Also, you need the Fox out, right? And so, first of all, you're sacrificing really good cards like Rhystic Study and Mystic Remora and Carpet of Flowers, like these really powerful cards in these decks. The only card that combos with it as a full colorless outlet is Sliver Queen. And if you're paying like 1 in hybrid Boros for this card, you're playing 1 hybrid Boros and 5 colors, and then also having to have a Basalt or a Grim Monolith on top of that just to make infinite 1/1s that don't even win the game that turn. Like, it just it doesn't do anything.
I think the appeal with Kenrith is that you get interesting like 2-card combos.
Sure,
but
but
not like 1-card combos.
Right, and if there were 1-card combos, that would be great. But technically, like I get that the companion is there, but you need your commander, you need your companion, you need 2 other cards.
Yeah, but
like it just
you can do like
Basalt.
There's so much redundancy. There's a lot of redundancy for cards that go infinite with in that like there's like Basalt, Monolith, and Grim Monolith, and then you just play like a creature that filters colorless mana.
Yeah, so that's another option, right? You could play those kind of crappy cards like Prismite or things like that allow you to filter your mana. I'll pull up Prismite right now. Or you could play Gemstone Array and like...
Or you play it as the commander and fireball everybody to death.
Yeah, that might be. I thought about that too.
To be honest, that's exactly what I want to do with the Firefox.
The problem is like... I also thought about Mara. Again, the problem is you need mana of every color. So I don't know.
Exactly. There just aren't any good combos at the moment.
I think the card is broken. Like the card on the battlefield is broken. Can we agree on that?
Agree.
Like,
yes.
It's like better than Training Grounds.
Just as a companion, I think it fucks your deck up too bad. Like now, I was talking to somebody who said like, oh, I play a Kenrith deck as my like full-time deck. I'll probably slot it in the 99. And like, I don't hate that. I don't.
You get to reanimate it.
It's another like y'all already play Biomancer Familiar, right? So like that's.
I don't think they do.
I've seen lists that do, sure, but there are lists that are running that combo, and like if you're playing that, then obviously a redundant copy isn't bad. But as far as like companion in the command zone, like if you really want to play Sliver Queen, like you can play Perforos because that's another activated ability, but that's now like a 4th card in this combo that you need, right? So
that makes sense.
And you can't even play Mana Echoes, which is the other card that combos with Sliver, like so.
Oof. Yeah, I'm really mad Sylvan Library got errated to not be an activated ability anymore.
Yeah. Unfortunate.
That's mean.
That's unfortunately once again Google Chrome has beaten out Firefox. And that's my pun for the day.
Yeah. You stole that from the chat, you
Wait, really?
Freak. Yeah.
I
Cosmic
totally.
Andy said, Internet Explorer Fox seems more fun as Common Storm type deck.
Oh, well, that's funny. I did not see chat at all before I said that. LOL.
Wow, rude. Very rude. Yeah, the chat's gonna hate.
You got me.
Giving you feedback. All right. Are we good here?
Yeah.
Should we? Nathan, is there anything you want to tell people about?
Play Ukkima.
Yeah, that's the lesson I'm getting out of today is that like I have a new commander to sleeve up.
To me about Ukkima.
Yeah, that seems good to me.
We need to make Ukkima the baddest boy in cEDH.
Yeah,
that's pretty fair.
So we can after this episode's up, and when we throw up the YouTube version in our show notes, we can link to the Food Chain Discord, which is like the place most people are talking about it. The Deck Forge is another place. Now. Yeah, Braden, if you want to do that, that'd be awesome. Having these resources available. If you guys are somehow aware of us, but you aren't using Discord, like, please jump on there. There are so many resources. I mean, we talked about our second episode with Shaper. We talked about the Commander Library. We talk about the deck database all the time. Like, please use these resources because, you hear how jazzed Nathan is, right? And now there's like at least 13 other people just as excited as he is. And, just talking about it with him now, like, no, I'm probably sleeving this deck up as soon as I can, right? So,
yeah,
to talk about decks, people love talking about them, right?
Yeah, I've been trying to get my hands on anybody that's like willing to throw information my way about like what their opinions are, what they think is like, and just see, like, that's why I'm like, again, my main board is like short a few cards.
Yeah.
Is because like I just like that there's so many really good opinions, and I don't think that any of them are necessarily wrong.
Right.
So like past the 95.
Yeah.
That's when we like it. Yeah.
Yeah. And engaging in these conversations with people in the community, just soapboxing for a second here, really being constructive when you're talking with somebody else about their deck, just taking their excitement and growing on it, working with people in your community, in the cEDH world, being constructive and working together has allowed a lot of brilliant decks to be made. You know what I mean? Like, the best deck builders in our format did not start by isolating in the room and telling everyone that their deck sucks, right?
Except for me.
Except for Braden. Yeah.
Well, that's one of the things I've loved about the cEDH community is, for the most part, people are like, when you find the right group and you find the right people and you want to like throw down and just be like, what can we do dumb shit with this?
Yeah.
You're going to find somebody. Like I know specifically, like, on the Discords that I usually
frequent
hang out on, frequent. It's more of like we'll try anything, and like, no, it's not the best. Who gives a shit? But
it's hard because like
train yourself to build a sick ass deck if you don't build a few like shitty ones first.
Yeah. And I always think that like I'm the person who like I always think I'm like one of the worst people in the community with that. Because like I generally do just play like meta decks, and I don't actually brew that often in cEDH. But at the same time, like when I go on Facebook, and there's people who be like, I don't even want to have a conversation about this card. I don't even want to pretend there's a possibility it's playable. Like, that's so stupid.
Well, that's how you and I got on the Jeskai Gitrog.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I was sitting there watching Command Zone. It was like lol screen cap. You're like, holy shit, Jeskai Gitrog, and then you ran with an entirely deck and built an entirely new monster.
Mm-hmm,
yeah,
mm-hmm.
It's like that's just
it's crazy though. Like you can see people who just like would be like sharks in cEDH. No, thank you. And it's like
sharks in cEDH. Thank you.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. I want to make jokes about mid-2000s movies. Come on.
I want to play a dog. I want to play the baddest boy in cEDH.
Yeah.
I want to play the biggest boy in cEDH.
And I want to play a deck that rewards me for jamming my win cons way too early.
So Ukkima.
Yeah, exactly. Speaking of which, Nathan, I would love to see your Najeela list, because that's exactly the type of Najeela I intend to be playing.
I'll send it your way.
Sweet. Love it. Awesome, everyone. I think this is a good wrap on our episode here. Braden, you sent that link over in the Discord?
Yeah. Which link?
The one
for
the deck, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I did. All that stuff's already there.
Love it.
The one thing I wanted to say, though, is that we need to talk about some of the stuff that we are working on, and I just gotta find some real quick. But I did want to talk about a lot of the stuff we have coming out soon and the type of content we've been making and our social media and stuff. But I just need 1 second to add stuff to the descriptions of this video.
Yeah, we can talk about one thing actually really cool. If you guys saw me putzing around on Scryfall here for a second, a new feature they've added, and if y'all are seeing my screen, they have related searches. So say you are like, I think Zerda is the best combo card in the world, and I just want to find out everything that is affected by it, right? So now you can look over here, and it goes related searches. Cards whose activated abilities are reduced by Zerda the Dawnwaker. Sorry, there we go. And you're like, wait, what does this mean, right? You click on this link right here. This is a new feature for Scryfall. Now, they auto-generate cards. There's certain tags associated with them because Scryfall employees are manually entering each new spoiled card that is coming out, right? So now you see all of these cards that Zerda is reducing the costs on, right? A bunch of these cards are notorious combo pieces here, like Aggravated Assault, one of the first cards we find, right? And now obviously
Almighty Bushwag.
Yes.
Activation cost an Almighty Bushwag. It needs to be played.
What is this? Almighty Bushwag?
It should have been a legendary. It should have been a legendary. Look at it.
I cannot believe that's a real Magic card.
No death. No death in those eyes.
That's so funny.
Oh. No, seriously.
Laughed at the brushwag. Hunter's expression, meaning died unexpectedly. Oh my god.
1/1 with trample. Watch out.
Oh man, but you're looking at these cards here, and obviously not all of them are Almighty Brushwags, and not all of them are Aggravated Assaults. But that's one of my favorite cards ever. Arena. What a bad Magic card. Anyways, but you're looking at these I'm not even out of the A's yet, right? Like
Atlapalani.
Oh yeah, Auriok Salvagers. Yeah, Atlapalani's now free, right? Like there's just so many.
Can't reduce it past.
Can't reduce it past 1. So it's one colorless. But look at all these, cards. Once again, I just got to bees. Look at these: Baron, Basalt Monolith, Batterskull. That doesn't really count here, but still, like, come on, like.
If we go through all of Scryfall, looking through every card that has an activated ability with colorlessness cost.
Well, that's how I spend my afternoons.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just saying these
is what I've been doing for the last 3 weeks.
The related searches function is just so strong, and I just love that it exists. And it should be around for most new cards. And
I don't like that it's stealing my job. I type random words into Scryfall all day, every day, just scanning for cards. And now it's stealing my jobs. These AI algorithms are stealing our jobs. This is not a joke.
Yeah, I know.
So, Brady, you said you had some stuff that you needed to plug?
Oh, yeah. Do you have anything you need to plug, or are you asking us if we have stuff?
No. I thought you said you had something.
We do. Okay. Nathan, thanks for being the only good host on this podcast.
Wow.
I don't have Ian's voice, though.
Congratulations.
I don't have that. He's got that smooth voice.
Oof.
I don't.
It's hard to disagree.
We're on Twitter. And we're on YouTube, but on YouTube, we've actually been trying to expand a lot. So if we could just get as many subscribers as we can, possibly, that'd be great. We're trying to get up to 1,000, which is really far away. And just watching our videos helps.
Yeah.
Additionally, we have a Discord and a Patreon. I can link the Patreon in the chat if people actually want to see that too. I already linked the Discord.
Yep.
On Patreon, you get access to super secret Discord channels. If you do right tiers, you can get like swag. So like we have a t-shirt swag tier where if you sign up for that tier, you get t-shirt. We'll probably have more tiers coming out soon. We're just like slowly working on it since we're all new at this.
Yeah.
But people have been really nice and helping us out on Patreon, even though I know this is a tough time for everyone right now.
Yeah.
So it's really appreciated.
Genuinely, thank you a bunch. And just in general, guys, subscribing on YouTube is 100% free, right? And it genuinely helps Braden and I a lot to fund the podcast, things like that. And when we hit those monetization goals, we're gonna keep working. These streams have been innovations that we've been trying, and now we're not just doing podcasts. I've been doing commentary on stuff. Like we're really pushing to like get more content out to you guys. So any way you can help, really, really helps with that.
And for example, like we're trying to get on certain websites so that we can have our content like shown off there. Like we're now on EDH Rec, so when you go to when this video is over, you can go to EDH Rec and you'll see this video in the community content section. Exactly. And having more subscribers gives us a little bit more leverage there. And then by getting more views and being seen by more people, we're starting to just now talk with what's it called? Advertising? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what they call it in the biz.
Yeah,
but,
advertisers.
We're starting to talk with people about that. So
yeah.
Leeches.
Sorry,
what? I said nothing.
I guess we are leeches on society. So,
but anyways, on that positive note, but really for everyone who's helped out already, thank you so much. For all of you joining us here today, thank you again. We've really had fun. Nathan, we'll have to have you back on because you've been a pleasure.
I had a great time. Thank you very much.
Awesome. All right, everybody. Thank you very much. Have an amazing week.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.